Welcome to a slightly different video here on my YouTube channel. Today I'm not going to talk about guitars and basses, repairs or restorations. Today I'm going to talk about pedals. I've built this pedal board a couple of months ago because I started to make soundcheck videos here in the corner of my Luthier Workshop, and so I need a pedal board. I used to have a pretty basic one with just 5 pedals, and after a while I was thinking, well, let's do it a little bit more professional. So I have to say I get a little bit addicted to this beautiful looking and sounding little boxes, and I started the build of this pedal board. I launched videos about it on Instagram and they get so popular that I thought maybe it's a good idea to make a long video on YouTube where I explain all the steps that I did building this board. So let's dive into it. So this was my first pedal board and now we're gonna make a new one. Let's start the build. First thing to do is a little bit of woodworking. I use plywood and another piece was massive wood, just what was lying around in my workshop. Nothing fancy. I rounded the corners because I have the idea to cover it with toe legs. I think it looks cool and it's a kind of water protection. And I had the idea to use this Stratocaster input jacks for the main in and for the main out. So if you're wondering about the case, actually, it's a case for a light mixer. It's not especially a case for pedal boards, but I think I can make a couple of modifications and then I can use it. It was 59 bucks, I think. So I'm installing the input and the output jacks, the one at the back and the other thing on the right side. So this is done. And then I had the idea, maybe it will be cool to have a return and a send, so I can integrate another effect pedal if I want to, and therefore I'm using an old tele control plate and cut it in half. I like the look with this shiny chrome stuff and it's very solid, and if you're playing on stages it's always good to have solid equipment. Next step is putting on the toe legs on the pieces of wood. I use special toe legs glue for that, and it's always a bit tricky to get it tied without any damages. And the idea was to have 2 panels because of the maintenance, and it's easier to get all the cables, routings clean underneath these 2 panels. So after letting the glue dry overnight, I make in here like 2 holes at the end of the board, fixing the panels into the case. I make the decision using Velcro for fixing the pedals on the board. It's always a hassle because it's not so sticky. Therefore, I wrap it over the corners to make it more solid. I have to repair a pedal that was broken, just a job in between. And this, you can see, these are the sliders where the pedals are fixed on. So you can move them forward and backwards. I put in the sliders. So when you fix the pedal, I have the opportunity to slide it back and forward to make a nice installation of the cables. And it's very good for maintenance. And now it's the last steps. I put on the panels, I put on the effect pedals using very high quality patch cables. This is really, really important. Don't save money on stuff like that. And after fixing it and after mounting it on, I was so happy that it all works out perfectly. But something was missing, a headphone jack and an aux in. Sometimes when I make the soundcheck videos, I use an electric stomp box, and this would be a very cool feature to have. So I was thinking, looking around for a used 2 notes torpedo cap, and this little device have everything integrated. So let's start the first mod. I have to put the front panel out to get it integrated. I find a pretty cool place in the middle where I can adjust the knobs very easily and where I don't have to put out another effect down from my board. So I decided to use my Stratocaster jack once again for my headphone output, and I also make an aux in because sometimes I use like some kind of an electric stomp box making the soundcheck videos, and it would be cool to integrate in this pedal board. And this is the finished product. You know, on the side I have the input, on the back side I have the output to the amplifiers. This is my headphone input jack, and this is the aux in and my stomp box that I use for the soundcheck videos. And this is the effect and the return. And after playing it a while, I thought it would be cool to have a main switch. And this is really the last modification I did on that. It was pretty time consuming. And if you're not into electronics, and because this is high voltage, please don't do it. Look for a craftsman who is confirmed with that. And I think this is so cool, having just one power plug and one switch to turn it on and turn it off. The solution before was I have two power supplies that I have to connect to the source. Yeah. So, and after finishing that, I'm so happy with my pedal board, and it was so much work. I think it takes about 3 days finishing up, but now it's done and I am happy. Thank you for watching. So this was the build of my pedal board. I hope it was interesting for you following the process. If you have any question, please let me know. It's important to say that I'm not sponsored. I bought every pedal used aftermarket. Give me a feedback if you like that kind of content. Check out my Instagram page and the other repair videos on my YouTube channel. Enjoy your life, make music, and see you soon. Thank you.